If you have tight glutes or tight hip muscles that prevent you from opening your hips or externally rotating your hips like this, then guess what? You're going to need to do this 3-minute glute stretching routine every single day. But when you do, and you're consistent with it, your glutes, your hips, and even your lower back are going to feel amazing. So here's how this video is gonna work. First, I'm gonna show you 3 different variations of the glute stretch that I want you to do. There's gonna be a beginner, a more intermediate, and a more advanced variation, each designed to strengthen and stretch your glutes at the same time. Then, once you've found the variation that's right for you, I'll put this all together into a simple 3-minute routine that you can use from the comfort of your own home to loosen those glutes up and make your hips feel amazing. Let's dive in. For the beginner variation of the stretch, we're gonna do a seated figure 4 stretch. So what you're gonna do is come to the edge of your chair and start out by straightening one leg. It doesn't have to be all the way straight. And then bringing the ankle of the opposite leg across your knee. The more straight your leg is, and the more you allow your knee to come down towards the ground, the easier the stretch will be. The more you bring your foot towards the chair, the harder the stretch will be. So find a position that feels like you start to feel a little bit of stretch in this outside hip, and stick with that as we do this movement. Over time, you can move your foot back towards the chair to create more of a stretch, okay? So bringing your leg across like this, what you're gonna do is bring this forearm across your shin and apply a little bit of pressure to the knee. So we're trying to externally rotate the hip. From there, we can turn ever so slightly towards the opposite knee, the one that's down here, and we're just going to bow forward while we continue to apply a little bit of pressure with our elbow to that knee to keep the hip open. Now what you'll feel right here is the muscles on the outside of this hip and into the glute are receiving a wonderful stretch. As you hold this position, you can take a big breath in, and as you exhale, try to just bring your sternum towards your knee, or your ankle right here. So you're just trying to come a little bit more forward on every single breath that you take. Now, if you start to end up where you're folded almost all the way forward, all you gotta do is come back up to the starting position, bring your foot closer to the chair like this, and start over working your body towards your ankle like this. And there's no shame in your foot being all the way out here and you barely being able to bend forward. What we really wanna focus on is, do we feel this in the external rotators and the glutes on the outside of our hip, okay? Now, if this was easy for you, then here's an intermediate variation that will help you deepen the stretch. Okay, for the intermediate variation of this stretch, you're gonna start in a lying position. You can do this on the floor, on a couch, in your bed, anywhere where you feel nice and comfortable. Now, you're gonna do the same thing by crossing your ankle over your knee like this. This time, you're gonna walk your foot up towards your butt as much as you can. From there, you're gonna take your hands, and there's a nice little hole right here that is made by your leg. And you're gonna basically thread the needle by putting your hand through that hole on one side into the outside of the thigh, grabbing the back of the knee, and pulling the knee towards the chest, okay? You can put a pillow under your neck, you can lift your neck, or you can just relax your neck like this. And on every single breath, you're going to exhale, and you're gonna try to pull your knee and your ankle closer towards your chest. The more you pull your knee and your ankle towards your chest, the more you're gonna feel this stretch on the outside of this hip. So again, the stretch is coming through the glute and the outside of the hip on the leg whose ankle is crossed over the knee. You're gonna hold this position, really trying to bring that ankle and knee as close to your body as you possibly can as you do every single exhalation. And also make sure that your knee isn't fully up like this. We wanna still remain pushing that knee out with the elbow if we have to, so that we get that external rotation of the hip as we do this movement. Hold this position, and if it feels good to you and you're able to pull your ankle and your knee pretty close to your body, then you can always try this advanced variation as well. For this advanced variation of the stretch, you need a chair or a surface that's about knee height. From there, you're gonna find your balance. If you need to use, the handrails or whatever support, please do. Find your balance and put your ankle sideways in front of your other leg across the chair. From there, you can use your hands for support, and what you're gonna do is bow through the hips, so don't just round your back like this from the start. Think about bowing from the hips, bringing your belly button towards your foot, and then as you find a position where you start to feel that stretch, again, on the outside of the hip and in the glute right here, as you start to feel that stretch, squeeze your glute muscles by pressing your foot down into the chair. So I'm actually pushing the foot down into the chair. Take a big breath in. And then when I'm ready to exhale, relax everything. and bow a little bit more forward. Ooh, and you feel a nice deep stretch doing this. Take a big breath in, push the foot into the chair, and then exhale, bow a little bit more forward. It's okay if you round your back just a little bit here, but I don't want you to round your whole body trying to reach your chest there. Think of it more as a bow, a hinge to the hips, because that's gonna give you a greater stretch in the outside of the hip and in the glutes. So hold this position, exhale, and try to relax your way down into it, and it's gonna be one of the best glute stretches you've ever felt. Okay, now that you know the 3 different variations of this glute stretch, the seated figure 4 stretch, the lying figure 4 stretch, and the standing low chair glute stretch, pick the variation that feels right for you. Then, set a reminder every single day to do this stretch for 90 seconds on the right side, followed by 90 seconds on the left side. The more consistent you are, the faster your hips will loosen up. But if you set a goal of doing this for at least 30 days, every single day, for just 90 seconds each side, it will only take you 3 minutes to stretch those hips, stretch those glutes, and make your lower back and your entire hip structure feel significantly better. Hey, if you like the idea of doing movements that help you feel better in your body rather than showing up to the gym and doing a bunch of stuff like cardio and machines to try and change the way you look, well, guess what? WeShape creates follow-along home workouts that are designed to help you feel amazing in your body again. And you can try it for free. All you have to do is click the link below, take our free quiz, and we'll use your answers to build a customized follow-along workout to help you feel amazing again. I'll see you there.